Welcome back to Packs and Picks. Today I'm going over the second sealed deck I made in the Lost Caverns of Ixalan set. I'll be starting off by taking a look at the deck I ended up with and looking at some of the interactions in the deck. If you do want to see every card in the sealed pool, check out the shorts I posted earlier in the week where I run down every card that I had to work with. So let's dive in. First off, the big showpiece of the set was Ixalan's in black. And fortunately for us, we had a lot of other good black cards to support him with. So spoiler alert, the deck I ended up in is a black deck. I ended up going black-blue, and I'll set that out right now. And really, yeah, like I said, the big hitter is Ixalan, but we ended up with a few rares in black as well that made it into the deck that I think are going to help us as well with our game plan. All right, so once again, here's Ixalan. So 4/4 flying lifelink, enters the battlefield. Opponents discard a card. They discard a land, you get a bat. When it dies, it transforms into a land. And then if a player only has one or fewer cards in hand, you can flip him back over into the 4/4 flyer. So we're really hoping to get this out of the battlefield and win the game with Ixalan. To get there, we do have some other good cards in the pool to help out with. So Starving Revenant is another one of our rares that we got. So 4 mana, 4/4, not flying. But when it does enter the battlefield, you get to Surveil 2, so it helps you with some card selection. And then once you hit Descend 8, whenever you draw a card, you drain your opponent for 1 life. So already starting to do some Descend strategies here. Our other rare in the pool was Souls of the Lost. So 2 mana, star, where number of permanents in your graveyard is equal to their power. So 2 big cards to help us or encourage us towards Descend. And that's kind of the direction I was starting to focus on as I built the pool. Other good cards in black, we have Join the Dead, one of the removal spells in the set, as well as Ray of Ruin, another removal spell. And then 2 cards that I like just to help with the Ixalan's plan. We've got Skullcap Snail, just a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent exiles a card. And then Deep Cavern Bat, very similar, 1/1 flying lifelink that steals a card from an opponent's hand. So my thought here is maybe we can disrupt our opponent's hand a little bit with these 2 cards early on in the game, so that once we do cast Ixalan, they have fewer cards in hand to discard, and we get some more value out of Ixalan that way. So I'm really happy with how the black cards ended up in the pool. The big question then became, what do I pair it with? And knowing that I wanted to do Descend, I was looking at blue and green, and as you can see, I ended up in blue, mainly because I liked how blue gave us some more evasive creatures in the form of Spyglass Siren. So 1/1 flyer, comes down early, makes a map token. We've also got Waterwind Scout in the 3-drop slot. And cards like Song of Stupefaction, just a little mill enabler, a little Descend enabler. And then also blue had kind of a mini Descend payoff in the form of Council of Echoes at the top end of the curve. So just another Descend payoff for us in blue over here. The other color that was a big contender was green. Some of the things that I liked in green, we had a lot of Mineshaft Spiders, so 3/4 for 4. We had 3 of them in the pool that milled 2 cards, so we definitely had the ability to put a lot of cards in the graveyard with green. We had 2 Poison Dart Frogs as well, which I really like this card. Ixalan's Lore Keeper. Unfortunately though, with all this ramp or mana abilities, there just wasn't anything at the top end of green or really any big creatures overall in the entire pool for us to cast. No big dinosaurs in the pool, so that was one of the reasons why I steered clear of green this time around. We did have Quadi Scavenger, Basking Capybara. Those are really our only Descend payoffs in the pool. We did have 1 copy of Cosm Stone Tree, and between this and some of the other cards like Poison Dart Frog, I could see this pool going into a 3-color deck, so maybe like black-green, splash a 3rd color. But kind of as I mentioned, there really wasn't anything too crazy in those other colors that really made me want to splash for a 3rd color. And that was green. Other colors, white. White, as kind of to be expected in this set, had a little artifact something. So we had Abuelo's Awakening. We had 2 copies of Tinker's Tote, which I do think work really nicely with cards like Vito's Inquisitor. So Tinker's Tote gives us creature tokens that we could sack to Vito's Inquisitor. So nice little synergy there. Little artifact synergy. Cards like Helping Hand could get back our Souls of the Lost. So get some more recursion out of our rare there. And then just some generic removal spells in white. So I do see a possibility to go white-black with this pool as well. And then for red, I was hoping to, when I was looking at the pool, that red would be more exciting because we did have a copy of Restless Fence for some nice mana fixing. But really there wasn't too much out of red. Some good removal spells in a Braid, Rumbling Rock Slide. And I'm a fan of Diamond Pickaxe. It's done some work for me in some games. But red overall was just really light this time around. As far as the sideboard plan, when I was building the deck and knowing that I was focusing on Descend, I was really wanting to limit the number of instants and sorceries in my pool, just because in case I do mill cards, that it'd be nice to get permanents in the graveyard instead of instants and sorceries. So I really tried to focus on that. There is one card though that I was tempted to put in the deck, which is Unlucky Drop. I do think this is a good card, but it just didn't make it into the main deck because I was really focusing on those instants, not keeping instants and sorceries in the main deck. So this might be a card that I bring in from the sideboard, depending on how the matches go. And that's pretty much the deck right there. Thank you so much for watching. As always, what are your thoughts on the deck and this pool in general? Do you like the look of the green-black deck more than this blue-black deck? What other synergies or cards have been performing well for you? Let me know down in the comments. And stick around as I'll be building 2 more sealed decks in the Lost Caverns of Ixalan over the coming weeks. I'll see you soon.